Hello YouTube, welcome back to my big backyard. Guess what? Yet another disaster has befallen my cold frame / my outdoor cactus garden. And that disaster is going to lead to an experiment, I guess. So let's see what happened. As you can see, we had some issues with wind. Now luckily today is a beautiful 70 degrees. However, it's going to be 30 degrees again tomorrow. And it's probably going to rain, but that is a risk that I'm going to have to take. This thing just cannot hold up to the winds that we get through here. I believe that the winds here were like 20 miles an hour last night. And also there were a number of major gusts of wind, which of course this just did not make it. So what's going to happen is I'm going to take down my cold frame, and once that's down and out of the way, we're going to have the first look of spring at my outdoor cactus garden. Now keep in mind it's February. We've still got some freezing nights coming up, and we also have some wet weather coming up. And I'm just going to have to experiment and take the risk and just hope that the drainage that I've provided here is enough to make everything live that has survived the winter so far. Okay, so like I said before, today is, well, it's still the last week of February. I forget the exact date. But I didn't uncover my cactus bed until March 10th last year, and that was still a little bit early, but I get impatient. This year, end of February, really it's too early to uncover it. But since the primary purpose of the cactus garden's covering was to keep it from being wet, not to keep it from freezing, I'm taking this risk. If you ever looked and saw the video where I built this cactus bed, I'll link that up above, then you'll see that I built this designed to drain really well. And hopefully the fact that it will drain saves me when it comes to keeping these alive for the rest of the spring. And in truth, if I can keep these alive for the rest of the spring, if all of this stuff that is still alive anyway does well, I might not even bother to cover it next year. I might just take the risk and see what happens. But let's get a closer look at some of the things in the cactus bed. Let's look at what I'm going to be trimming up and removing, as well as the things that have so far survived our very cold temperatures. I know it was down in the 20s or lower in this cactus garden for sure, multiple times in January. So let's just take a closer look. We'll start in the back here. Obviously, I have some cold hardy things like Opuntia and some cholla. This particular Opuntia does not like the cold. It failed. I'm going to remove that one completely from the cactus bed in hopes that the one next to it, the beautiful purple one that you can see in there, I'd like that one to take over that space. I have another cholla here, and my Eastern prickly pear, Opuntia, and then this smaller cholla that is down here. Now some of the other cactuses that are in here and seem to have done well are this, you can see it back there, there's an echinopsis there. I think that's an Easter lily cactus. We'll find out exactly how well it survived in the near future. See if it flowers for us this spring. And I have here some itty bitty, bunny ears cactus, the white bunny ears. Now in the same corner, some things that have failed have been the flapjacks plant. That doesn't surprise me. It failed the year before as well. Some of these succulents I just put in to see if they survive good. If not, too bad. They're really here to help decorate the garden in the spring and the summer, and I can come back with more cuttings. But as you can see, if my cat would be out of the way, is that I have some really beautiful looking succulents. In fact, check this out. This one is in bud. I seriously hope that once it starts raining in here, in spite of the cold temperatures, that some of these actually still survive the rest of the winter. Now you have ones like, this was ruby slippers, that failed. There's some leaves in here. But the jelly beans for the most part looks good. I'm gonna have to come in here and do some picking at the leaves and things like that and see what I get. So my agaves look terrific. This agave I grew from seed, as well as this agave right there. This bigger agave I brought home as a pup from somewhere. So I'm happy to see that they seem to be doing okay this winter, over the winters. There's some other agave types in here that I grew from seed, but they're very, very small, and it's gonna take some serious looking for me to find them. There's a bunch of sedum in here. This stuff is cold hardy and will flush back in the spring. I'm just gonna trim it up really well. And I have a lot of this ice plant. I'm gonna trim that all the way back, and it's gonna do fantastic in the spring as well. This cactus right here has yellow flowers when it blooms. Wait, no, this is orange flowers. I'll put a picture on the screen if I remember that shows you what the flowers looked like last year. And hopefully it survived another season in my garden. Here's another cold hardy cactus. I don't remember the names of all of these. I'll actually have to look back in my notes and at my old pictures and look up to see what I put where. But I've got this cactus and this cactus. Neither one has ever flowered for me, but this is their third year out here. They've been in the cactus garden since the beginning. This is my Echinopsis rainbow hedgehog. It's a rainbow hedgehog cactus. It's not an Echinopsis at all. And it flowered beautifully last year, and I'm hoping it does the same this year. Surprisingly enough, look at these succulents that are still really healthy. Now this one here, known as concrete plant, that is cold hardy, and I knew that to be cold hardy. But most of these I expected really not to survive. And I have flower buds. I mean, they're a little scorched looking, some of them. But it'll be interesting to see, like once I clean up the dead, what actually comes back this year. Say hello to the cat again. Anytime I'm anywhere, the cat has to be in my way. Here's another of my cold hardy cactus. This one flowered for me last year. Or maybe it was this one that flowered for me last year. It was this one. Had red flowers. And check this beauty out. That survived the whole winter. This is the one with the yellow flowers. This cactus here, I'm not sure how well that survived another winter. And of course, I have another topsy-turvy over here that did fantastic. So, as you can see, although that's just a very, there's one of the other agaves that I've grown from seed. It's a smaller type of agave, and they grow very slowly out here. I'm not sure how they will do in the long run, when they're gonna get big enough so that I can actually spot them easily in my cactus garden. But as you can see, there's a lot of cleaning that I need to do in here. Some dead stuff to trim up before the spring actually starts. And then we will get to enjoy another season of the cactus garden. It's too bad about this. This was supposed to be a cold hardy stone crop, and it obviously did not appreciate those cold temperatures. But you never know, maybe when trimmed, it's flexible, and if maybe when trimmed back, it's gonna actually put out new growth this year. Really, we can only just wait and see. And as usual, my beautiful cactus garden is a giant experiment. So anyway, thanks for watching the 2022 unveiling of the cactus garden, and I'll show you another look another time once I have it cleaned up to start the spring. Have a great day. Subscribe.